I started my journey believing that I'm really good with animals and I suck with people. I heard that a lot. Through my journey and my training, I realized I was wrong. I love people, I love animals. I'm very passionate about mentorship, and I really get a kick out of when people are proud of what they've achieved and who they are. Mentorship is a word that's changed a lot, and my talk tonight is about modern mentorship. The shocking reality that's led me tonight to talk about certain subjects is some of the facts. Tonight, modern mentorship is important because mentorship and support is vital. We looked at statistics, and studies around the world have shown that there's a link between suicide and profession, your occupation. Veterinarians, the rate of suicide for veterinarians are twice the height of general professionals, of dentists, and an average about 4 times the height of the general population. The number of people in New Zealand that taken their own lives every year has risen. We've got a provisional statistic for 2016 and 17, and it says that 606 people have taken their lives. What does it mean? It's 1 person every 15 hours. And vets on the top of the list. I'm just not putting up with this. Looking at it, time's passed. And what really gets to me is, why vets? Are we not working in profession, which is our dream job? Most of us have been very young. Like I was about 6 years old. I put my hands up. All my friends said, I want to be an astronaut. I'm going to be a fireman. No, I was going to be a vet, you know. It's not what I do, it's who I am. It's not a job, it's a passion. And if someone would have said 10 years ago or 15 years ago or now, how about you just do something else? I'm just like, no, I can't. It's who I am. So looking at it, what leads to that? Vets are A-type personalities. We are caring, great. We are overachieving, okay. We're incredibly hard on ourselves. We always come last. Everything that we hear is about, it's proven that vets have a higher relation to stress as well as general health conditions because of the stress that we go to. When it comes to our jobs, we've got a very high expectations from the general public. We really worry about making professional mistakes. We've often got confrontational conversations with peers, with clients, high client expectations, with managers. A lot of big corporates coming in the world. They manage things from somewhere up the top. There's not someone right next to you, like a good friend that you worked together with for 20 years. People shifting around clinics a lot. Structures have changed. In general as well, we're looking at long working hours. Often there's still after hours involved. It's like we're taking the pager home. What does it mean for a young graduate to go and try to go asleep or be in an enjoyable birthday party knowing they have that pager that can go any time? It's like a little time bomb, you know? You don't know what's going to happen. So with all of that, we actually look as well as, and I did a bit of studies around with some insurance companies and looking at like outward bound courses, what else could help with veterinarians. And one thing that came up as well is that our relationship to euthanasia. Vets are very close and giving advice on a weekly basis around euthanasia to a lot of patients. And with that, we truly believe if some being is unwell or not in a good stage, it's better to put it out of his misery. That all comes in that whole thing. Emotional exhaustion, young vets being disillusionized, they leave the profession early, and burnout. Not putting up with that either. So it sounds a little bit grim, but I think it's really important because before you can make things better, you really have to hit rock bottom. And instead of you hitting rock bottom with what I've just said, I just bring you right there. And I think it's important. In all of that, times have passed, generations have changed, and people as well. I've mentored for years now, and mentoring practices have changed as well. In the olden days, it was like, I know better because I'm older, so you better listen to me. It doesn't work anymore. Or another good one is, I'm fairly sure they're going to ask me if they need help. It doesn't work anymore either. Because when you look at all of that, we're now looking at generation Y and Z. I work with them, I hire them, a lot of job interviews, and it's really interesting. They're absolutely fascinating. They've grown up in a world of being technology savvy. They've been connected the whole time. They love multitasking. They are very visual. They're very connected. They love to contribute. They as well want transparency, and they want to be acknowledged straight away, not like a year later with a pay rise. It's just really important to know these things about, because some of these traits can be useful to go and look at to connect our generations. With this talk tonight, I'd like to give you 2 cornerstones, because mentoring is a long field of things, but I thought I'd pick 2 which I really like that even tonight could make a difference to you. The first of all is knowing who you are. Knowing who you are sounds very sterile, but if you're going to make it turn into a bit of a veterinary topic, is what's your animal demon? What's your animal spirit? Finding your inner animal demon. Before you can find it, the first thing you need to do is acknowledge that it's there. And the best way of doing it, just being quiet for just a few seconds and having a few listening. Let's have a little look what it has to say. Got a few nods in the room. There's going to be a few of us who just like look at me a bit funny. It's like, which little voice, which animal demon? Well, I don't have one, and she's got a funny accent, and she's German, and she doesn't know what she wants to wear, and exactly that one. It's just so amazing. The first step is, if you ignore your animal demon or your inner spirit, it is hidden, and it's an evil demon. It's going to get you, and you've got no say in the matter. The first of all in this little thing is to go and try and be a person that's understanding and partnering your animal demon. And with that, you can actually cause it to be your inspiration. And this is where mentors come in, because often it's hidden from your view. You can't see it, and it doesn't want to come out. It's quite comfortable there. It is there to have you survive. That's what animals do, surviving. It's what their life's all about. A mentor can guide you, find your animal demon and make it useful. With these animal demons, you can go and pick real animals, or you can get creative. Like with my husband and me, we've got a little thing, we love the dog breed analysis. And personally, I'm a Border Collie. My husband is a Rotterdor. He's mostly Labrador, loves being cuddled and loves food. But occasionally I say something and the switch is coming up and I know it's Rottweiler. It's instant there. Like for me and my staff, and I share that with my staff and with people because I own my animal demon. Like I'm a Border Collie, it's like there's a ball there and it's my goal. It's like that ball, I'm going to get this ball, I'm really going to get this ball. It's like nothing's going to happen around this ball. And if you stop me or if you get in my way, I actually snap sideways. Because I know my animal demon and I know how nasty it can be and I know how many friendships I can burn if I'm not careful, I now own it. I can still be goal driven and I can still go for the ball, but I don't have to step over everything else and allow other people to come in. So that's just a little example of like what I really like about animal demons and who you know, who you are. The next thing is that mentorship is a two-way journey. And we've heard about that tonight already. It's not about me telling you anymore. And it's really funny, we just can't get over things. Like insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result. And the same is with mentorship. We're looking at that we complain that old and new generations don't think alike. Everyone's like, oh, that's a Generation X, we label them and Y and whatever, and we're old and we're male and we're female. But deep down inside, we actually would like to just ignore it or dominate it. I'm sure they're going to see my way or it's going to go away. It's insanity. It's not going to happen. Yeah? Another thing is older generations looking into it and really avoiding to see how much generations can contribute. We know how fast our medical society is growing, the subject, the science that's changing every day. We can't stay up with this. We really want to embrace the younger generations to go and bring that knowledge that they just learned and let us be part of it. And that often doesn't happen. But on the other hand as well, to go and see that younger generations look at us being outdated, and I go on the other side now, old. And what goes in there is that we have made mistakes, and occasionally it's quite good to listen, to go and say, actually, don't do this one, it doesn't work, you know. So old doesn't mean wrong, it just means different, you know. So I think really allowing us to go and contribute on all both ways and keeping the way open. So personally, to go and summarize things, I think for tonight there are 3 things. Support and mentorship is absolutely vital. Second thing is life, time, people and generations have changed. That's just so. And third of all is mentorship can go and change with the times. Find your inner animal demon is one, just try it on, listen to it, and then be open as well and embrace that mentorship can be a 2-way journey. Thank you very much.